Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we find ourselves in Venice, Florida, looking at this gorgeous model home by Lee Wetherington Homes. This is the first time we've seen this builder on this particular channel, and I bring to you with great excitement this Haven model. Now, starting on the exterior, you see we have the wood accents as well as the stucco, really that modern look that a lot of folks are looking for out here in Florida, especially with the 2025 models that we're seeing. Now, you do have that beautiful tile roof as well that complements the home quite well. You have your 3-car garage right over here to the left, a nice size motor court as well, and just look how beautiful this home looks. Now, what's cool is they actually have a few other model homes, but I thought that this plan might serve the audience the best. And of course, all the model homes that we've seen are fantastic. Even from the Lee Wetherington, the ones that I've walked are great. This is just the first time we've actually seen this one on this channel. Now, right when you walk in, beautiful curb appeal. I'll turn you around so you can see a little bit of the community. This is on a 85-foot wide lot right here. So that just kind of gives you a gist of how massive this plan is. Now, look at when you walk into your covered front porch, you see the stucco surrounding as well, generously sized as well. So as far as the width is concerned, fantastic. You have this beautiful pendant light hanging down, and that's a massive pivot door. I know a lot of the audience really loves pivot doors. They're kind of interchanging between either a pivot door or the double front door, and this one has that one. Now, right when you walk in, you see the modern elegance. Fantastic. This is just a staple for a modern luxury home. You have this LED chandelier hanging down. You also have the pendant lights right here. Beautiful accent lightings right here underneath. Look at that. So of course, we talk about that quite often, right? The model homes, this is their showpiece, right? So they're going to go all out and really show what they can do. But the cool thing is, whether you want to, increase something or you want to decrease and just kind of, have something more minimalistic, you can certainly do that, especially with Lee Wetherington. Now, right when you walk into the great room, look how beautiful this is. We'll get to the backyard oasis a little bit later on, but you have the 16-foot, 8 inches as far as the vaulted ceilings. You have the beautiful exposed beams running from the great room to the kitchen. Look at that. You got your open concept dining area, so perfect for entertaining, right? We always talk about the epitome of open concept, and that is quite apparent in here. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so you see that walking into the kitchen, right? And we'll definitely get back to the great room. I'll make sure we don't miss any details, but I'm excited to bring to you this one because look at the beautiful pendant lights hanging down right above our massive island. You have Cambria quartz countertops. So the cool thing is, top of the line, you're going to notice that even to the wood paneling, handcrafted wood paneling throughout this home. You got your floating shelves over there, the white cabinetry with the black hardware. What's cool about this is you see that we have the white cabinetry, but you have the black painted wooden range hood right there above your range. Now, what's really neat about this one, look at this. How neat is this? You have a little pot filler for your furry friends right here. You can just go ahead and fill that up. Don't even have to worry about taking it from the sink. Now you'll also notice the Cambria quartz extends up the backsplash right here as well. Look at the counter space that you have available. Now what's impressive about this, not only do you have the monogram appliances, but look at the width inside of here. Perfect if you have 4, 5, 6 people in here prepping food, or really, just having great conversations. This is going to be a perfect place for you. Now you are going to have the soft closing cabinetry in the drawers as well. And then look how impressive this is. So I'll just do a quick little glimpse of this so you can see how massive this is. Perfect for entertaining. Now you have the multi-gen living and the casita. You have a little bonus room as well. We'll get to that in a second, but I just want you to take a load of this. Like I said, monogram appliances, and as always, let's see what we got in here. Coke, Diet Coke, and Sprite. Not bad. Okay. So what I want to go ahead and do is take you this way, right? Because I think it flows extremely well. We'll get to the multi-gen living and the primary suite a little bit later on. Look how cool this walk-in pantry is. You got your wine fridge right there, a ton of shelving available, even on the left-hand side. You got your pendant light in here. Beautiful finishes, beautiful materials. Impressive. So you are going to see that you have the tile flooring inside of here. Right over here to the right is your powder bath. Look at your sconces. You're going to notice the high ceilings throughout here. Beautiful vanity right here. How cool is that? And then, of course, your toilet's on this end. So you got the gorgeous accents throughout as far as the accent wall. Coming over here, look at this. So this is going to be your first bedroom, of course. You got your beautiful chandelier. Now, I want to mention each bedroom inside of here fits a king size bed. So that's going to be apparent as soon as you walk in here. You got your own ensuite right there. You got your nice size nightstands. Look how massive this is. So let me know in the comments below what's your initial impressions as soon as we're walking in. Got your ensuite. Here we go. You got your walk-in shower here. The quartz countertops extends in here. Beautiful cabinetry. Of course, you got the brass spout and the faucet. You got your pendant lights hanging down right there. Look at this. Then, of course, you got your gold shower head with your shower niche as well. So really, the main thing is inside of here, you're going to notice a lot of the modern finishes, right? So especially when we go into some of these newer model homes, you're going to see that sometimes you might walk into some model homes and they might have been open for 6, 7, 8 years or so. And then it's a little different, of course, whenever you walk into some of these that are brand spanking new. So you're going to have a pocket door here. You got your built-in shelving over here to the left, the wooden racks. As you can see, walk-in closet, so generously sized, right? And you can fit your entire wardrobe in there. All right, so heading across the hallway, we're going to go to the second bedroom right here. Look at that beautiful LED chandelier. Again, the king size bed, your 2 nightstands. Look how roomy these secondary rooms are. So let me go on this side so I can just show you. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you. Staging, fantastic. Just phenomenal job. Okay. So in here, you see that you got a nice size walk-in closet again. You got the wooden racks, the tall baseboards in here. The tile flooring extends in there. You'll notice that. Great color palette. You got the raised ceilings in here. And then you walk into your ensuite. Look at this. You got your wooden shower surround. You'll also notice you have tray ceilings in here. I don't know if I showed you up there. Let me point you up there. There we go. Very impressive. You got your pendant lights hanging down, quartz countertops, the white cabinetry with the black hardware, and then you got a window right behind that door. Okay, so I'm very happy that each bedroom fits that the king size bed. Not many, not even just necessarily model homes, but a lot of times it's custom homes that you're going to have to, you know, look at to be able to find secondary bedrooms that are going to have that much space in there. Or of course, customize it. Look at the beautiful details in the ceiling and the hallway itself. Got your large window straight ahead. That's going to be coming in from your garage. Let me just show you the utility room first and foremost. Look how massive this is. Beautiful. So you got the counters right above. Of course, your washer and dryer. You got your dog wash over there. Beautiful cabinetry. Over here, you got a like little built-in desk. You can, you know, crochet over here, do some arts and crafts or something of that nature. And then you got the chevron pattern tile right here. That farmhouse sink with that picture window there. Looks like it just started raining right now, so perfect timing. And then you can imagine, of course, over here hanging out doing the laundry. Nice size window. You got the raised ceilings in here as well. And then look how much space you have right here for your oversized washer and dryer. Wow. Love that. And then I should mention, this is going to be a pocket door right here. Okay. So heading straight over here. Now this is, of course, going to be the 3-car garage. that I mentioned, right? You got a little step right there, but you got the epoxy flooring. You see they got the tankless water heater in here. Very nice size. I love that. And then right over here to the right, of course, you're gonna have a nice little storage closet that you can take advantage of. Very generously sized too. Love that. Okay. So that is this wing of the house here. Now, I know you've been longing to see that multi-gen living, so I'm excited to bring to you this one over here. So not to mention the 10-foot sliders right there. So like I said, you got 16 feet, 8 inches as far as the vaulted ceilings, and then the 10-foot high sliders that you can take advantage of. Now, the handcrafted wood right here, you got the sliding door as well. And look at this, additional sliders right here, family. That indoor-outdoor feel. And I want to give a huge shout out to Deborah for, of course, opening that up for us, for the audience. So you go in here, this is a bonus room. You use this as a game room, anything of that nature. You see we got the nice little drop ceilings with the cove lighting inside of there. And then you notice that the little detail right there, really unique, really well thought out. And I love that. Now look how massive this room is. You can take advantage of this any time of the day. Imagine coming home from a long day of work, relaxing here. I promise you, you would not be disappointed whatsoever. All right, let's turn you around. So if you didn't want to open those up, you got this quick access door to your backyard oasis, of course. Then you head right here, you got your nice little storage closet. Turn you around, you got a pocket door separating this area, and this is a perfect mother-in-law suite. So you got your coffee bar straight ahead right here. Then of course you got your full bathroom right over here to the right. Why not? We're already here. Let's see this. Got your tray ceilings, of course. Your walk-in shower. You got your nice little shower niche there. Then you're right here. You got the black quartz countertops, the pendant lights hanging down. Also know, of course, the sconces. Love the materials that we're seeing. Then you walk over here and look at this, family. So you got the tray ceilings with the cove lighting in there. Massive window straight ahead. Of course, the window is where you can egress. And then look at that. And I'm glad that they added the king size beds in here. So really that gives you a better feel of the room sizes. And that way you didn't have to just take my word for it, right? You got your pendant lights hanging down. Because I don't want you to think, well, how do I know they can fit a king size bed? Or, that's what they say, but is it practical? And of course you see it certainly is. Look how much walk room you have available. And I love that. All right. So you got one closet here. Don't even worry, because right over here to the right, you have the walk-in closet here. Let me get the lights on for you. Automatic. Got the wooden shelving in here, tall baseboards again. So if that closet doesn't do justice for you, you go ahead and right there. And also I love to mention here, of course you got the accent lighting right underneath the shelving, but you also have a beverage fridge right there and a sink, quartz countertops. Love what I'm seeing. So far I'm giving this one a 10. Hopefully you agree. Okay, so that was the multi-gen living, of course. Right over here to the right, we just come from that wing. Now look how neat this is. You got your glass enclosed study here. Look how beautiful this is. So you walk in and look how nicely sized this is. You got the tall baseboards, perfect view, of course, of your front yard and your motor court. You head up here, you see you got the tray ceilings, of course, with the exposed beams as well. And look how massive this room is. So each room that we've been in, you see how much space you have available. You even got, of course, the little nice little racks right there with your, decor and things like that. But then also look at this. You got the double door right here. That's interesting. Haven't seen that before, but nice little detail. And then, like I mentioned, before we head to the primary suite, of course, I want you to see that beautiful, see that beautiful fireplace right there. You got your built-ins right over there to the left. You see the wood paneling extends all the way to the ceiling. Love the length of that. Looks like close to a 60-inch linear as far as the fireplace itself. But I love how beautiful this is. Of course, you got your backyard oasis. Okay, so head into your primary suite. You got your double doors right over here. To the right, of course, is going to be your primary bath. Let's go ahead and take a look right over here to the left first and foremost. So as soon as you enter, you feel the ambiance. This is exactly what I like to see. You got your drop ceilings as well. And then look how massive this room is. I love what I'm seeing. You got your pendant lights hanging down right above your nightstands. Those are the size of dressers, how massive it is. Then over here, look, you have so much room, you can fit an additional 2 dressers. If you need that, if you don't, of course, you can go ahead and eliminate 1 or 2, right? And then you even have so much room, you can even fit an additional sitting area right over here. But look how beautiful this looks, family. Love that king size bed. Love the space that you get. Love the walk room, the tall baseboards. This is a primary suite. I mean, whenever you say primary suite, this is probably what comes to mind, right? Not to mention, right over here, you got the his and hers closet. So right here, of course, is our his closet. You got the pocket door right here separating that. You got the soft closing drawers as well. You already got your racks available. Looks like up there you can fit some additional storage if you wanted to. Maybe your suitcases, the luggage and all that good jazz. But you got the white shelving in here. And then you head over here, and of course, you got the hers closets. Again, another pocket door right there. You already got your mirror with your built-in countertops. And look at that, extends back here, family. Love that. So you got your accent lighting, you got recessed lights as well. Now, I love the glass paneling in here. So of course you're gonna put your most valuable wardrobe right over there and over there. Then if you close that, you got your mirror again. So mirrors from all angles. You'll not have to worry about finding a place to make sure you are presentable. You're definitely gonna be able to do that. You got the accent lighting underneath there. Plenty of space for your entire shoe collection, which I know you can appreciate. And then you come out here, of course, you got some more pendant lights hanging down. And then a beautiful painting right there. Nice staple to the property. Come straight over here before we see what we're working with as far as the freestanding tub. You got your water closet right over there to the left. Right over here to the right, that's your storage closet, or where you can store your towels and linens and things like that. And then look at this. Wow. Love that. So you got the handcrafted wood right there, right? So lifted the freestanding tub there. You got the windows, of course, and then that extends all the way to the ceiling. So beautiful, impressive details. Got a little recessed area right there with a built-in glass shelf. And then you head over here to the right, you see you got the floating vanity, quartz countertops, modern sconces on both sides, or at least both mirrors. So you have a total of 4 of those. His and her sinks, the custom cabinetry. What more could you ask for in a home, right? Then you got the double glass doors heading into your walk-in shower, family. Love that we have dual shower heads. Got that oversized shower niche, not on the right side only, but also on the left side. And if that isn't enough, you have 2 shower wands. Goodness gracious. And even look at the detail here. Got some accent lighting right underneath there. First time I think I've seen that inside of a shower niche. I like that. Then of course you got the stone shower flooring. Very impressive. I hope this has exceeded your expectations, because I'll tell you what, my mind is certainly blown. Great job. And again, the builder is Lee Wetherington Homes. And then imagine walking out here and of course heading to your backyard oasis. So like I mentioned, you can open up these 10-foot sliders here. You head to the covered backyard patio. Beautiful. You got your tray ceilings with the cove lighting again in there. You got some sconces on the right side. And I want to head on this angle for you so that way you can see the full scope of this. Now, this is probably where you're going to spend the majority of your time. If you're anything like me, right? Because you can go out there, cook any time of the day, cook some T-bone, some tomahawk steaks, and then you have the entire family over there. You already got your built-in pool. You got your enclosed area, so you don't have to worry about the mosquitoes or anything like that. And then, of course, a lakefront property. Goodness gracious. Now, there are some lots still available. Of course, you want to reach out to make sure that you are certainly getting taken care of. Now, you also have this like nice little open concept, dining area right here. You want to take advantage of that. You come over here, you got your built-in grill. You already got your stainless steel range right above that. Coyote grill. Nice custom cabinetry. Love the countertops. Goodness, can you imagine having this view every single day? You would not be disappointed. And then you got the breakfast bar right here for the island. And that waterfall, wow, that's like white noise. Ever since I've had kids, I have to listen to white noise every night to fall asleep, and it's like a habit now, so I would definitely fall asleep there. And then, of course, this is the view of the entire property. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful model home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home tour by Lee Wetherington Homes. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any modifications? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, make sure you reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in Venice, Florida, looking at this gorgeous model home by Lee Wetherington Homes. Now, you folks absolutely love the model across the street, which is the Haven. So I said, hey, let's go ahead and bring to you their Caravel model. Now, starting on the exterior, you see that we have the large motor court. You have the stacked stone. You do have the 3-car garage right over here to the left, the stucco, as well as some siding, and you have the fan favorite, the tile roof. Now, I love the curb appeal. The one thing about this home is that it's interesting and gorgeous whenever you see it on the video, but more importantly, when you see it in person, you will be blown away. Now, I love that when you walk into the covered front porch, you see that we have some accents on the ceiling right here. Look how gorgeous that looks right there. And you have this nice covered front porch with the pendant light and the double front door. Now, I love the feeling whenever you see this home, you know that you are in Florida, and that's one thing that is certainly apparent. So immediately whenever you do walk in, you see that we have this beautiful foyer here. Look how elegant. And the one thing I really want you to pay attention to is, most importantly, the materials throughout. So whenever you walk in, you see we have some crown molding on top, and I'll turn you around so that way you can see the front, and this will give you a better feel of the layout. Now, you are going to have the beautiful white oak flooring, and then you have some tile details right here. So I love that. Really makes the property stand out. So let's go ahead and take you around this wing of the house so that way we'll cover every single inch of this property. So you got your coat closet right here immediately whenever you walk in. I love the molding inside of the baseboards. That's a double door right there. Then you head over here. This is going to be entering in from your 3-car garage. So you got your nice, elegant mud room here. You got some built-in drawers right over there. You got a little bench as well. And then, on the last model, there's a lot of handcrafted details in here, and that's especially apparent in this model. So I'll just show you a quick glimpse right here. This is the 3-car garage. You got the epoxy flooring inside of there. And then you see your utility room right here. Look at this. This is a laundry dream right here. So you have the quartz countertops here. And then how I mention all the time, I love when we have the counter space right above our oversized washer and dryer. Look at that. So you got some floating shelves as well. You got a steamer right over here to the left. Of course, this is a model home, just showing you what is possible. And then look at that. Beautiful cabinetry. Love the hardware. You have a ton of counter space available. The backsplash extends all the way to the ceiling. You'll notice that. And then of course you got the tile. This is going to be connected to the primary bathroom. We'll get to that a little bit later on. I just want to make sure that the video flows extremely well. And that way you get the best feel of the entire layout. And then of course I'll open up this door for you. Got your furnace right there. Okay, so also I want to mention that this is a pocket door right here, separating between the hallway and of course right there where the garage is. But more importantly, let's get you inside of the great room. Wow, look at this. Extremely elegant, beautiful tray ceilings with the exposed beams inside of there. Love the fireplace. Really just screams luxury. That's what's, especially inside of a Lee Wetherington Homes, you know, the first time I've seen them was, of course, whenever we walked that model, but you're going to see how beautiful this one is throughout. Now, I love the amount of space that you have. You see that you have the 10-foot sliders as well that opens up all the way. You can go out there, hang out to the covered backyard patio, kind of hang out. They call it a veranda on the floor plan, but you get to hang out there and have a good time. Love our little recessed areas right there. You got the lighting inside. You can add some decor. Beautiful fireplace. Let me get a close-up because I don't know if the video will do it justice for you. Beautiful. What a fantastic job. Really neat. And I love how open this is. It flows extremely well. And then heading into the kitchen, look at this. Beautiful pendant lights right above our oversized island. This is a dream right here for you. Now you see that the backsplash matches the range hood. That's really neat as well. So that just kind of wraps around there, flows extremely well. You got your accent lighting right underneath the cabinetry. These are quartz countertops. And then look at that. You got your cafe appliances. You got the chrome hardware, beautiful color palette. So love the neutral colors in here. It just screams elegance. And like I said, luxury. So right over here, you got your 5-burner cooktop. I'll open up some of these drawers. I know I get comments quite often, you know, saying slow down. Open up some of these cabinets and some of these drawers. These are going to be soft closing. And of course, right here as well. So plenty of storage available. Loving that. And then I'll flip you around right here. And this will give you a better view of that great room. Wow. Now let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this one. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Beautiful materials in here. Now before we head to that wing, let me go ahead and slowly turn you around. I know we like to look in the refrigerator. Last one we had some Sprite and some Diet Coke and things. So in here, you know, a little bare bones, no big deal. They're operating out of the one over there, so that's one thing to note. All right, I love this too. Got the glass panes inside of the cabinet doors. Now heading over here, they do have it situated as a study, but on the floor plan, it's a den, so really interchangeable however you plan to utilize it. I do like it furnished as a study. Beautiful sconces on those ends. You got your wood accents, beautiful cabinetry as well. And I love the raised ceilings in here. So you have a ton of room available. You got the beautiful wood ceiling right there. You got your chandelier hanging down right above your oversized desk here, your glass desk. And then the baseboards, you got your molding inside. So really just impressive. I'm really impressed with how they furnished these models. Interior designer did a fantastic job staging it, curating the furniture. And then right here, you got your French doors as well. Now don't worry, I won't forget the pantry. We'll head over here a little bit so you can see. You got your cafe appliances again, so continuation of that. Got a nice sized pantry in here. You already got your built-in shelving. Love that you can see the front yard. Look at that little coffee station over there. Look at this. That's pretty neat. For all my coffee lovers, I'm more of a green tea drinker. But, you know, my fiance, she's a die-hard coffee fan. So I'll tell you what, it is almost impossible not to get her to drink coffee for one day, you know. But if that makes her function better and, you know, help out with the kids, heck yeah, that's what I love to see. Okay, so heading this way, you see we got our dining area, beautiful sconces, extremely large. And then I love the sliders. Look at that. You can open that up. So, you know, on the last model home tour that we did with Lee Wetherington, you know, we had it completely open so you can see how it would look. And this was more of like a casita area on the other plan, but I love how they have it furnished. And then of course, with the higher ceilings, goodness gracious, you really can't get more of that. Okay, so head into this wing. This is going to be our first bedroom here. Love the crown molding, beautiful chandelier hanging down right above our bed. Now, it looks like we could fit a king size bed in here. That's a queen size bed right there, but you can comfortably fit a king. I can see you still would have a ton of walk room. You see you got your little night tables right there. And then of course you got your egress windows on both sides. There's your closet over there with your sliding door. You got a dresser here. The white oak flooring continues in here. You have a ton of room available. Now you got your ensuite heading right over here. You see you got your floating vanity right there. You got a walk-in shower. Beautiful shower surround. You got an oversized shower niche right there. Brushed nickel as far as the shower valve and the shower head. And then let me pan you up so you can see the little tray ceilings up there as well. Beautiful pendant lights hanging down right above our vanity. Quartz countertops. Nice wood. They look like custom cabinetry or custom drawers there. And then you got the accent lighting right underneath there. So now heading across this way. So you got a nice little linen closet here. And then you got an additional walk-in shower. So right next to it is a bonus room. We'll get to that in a second. You see you got your freestanding tub right there. Not quite zero threshold, but pretty close. You got tray ceilings on top again. Beautiful shower surround. Now heading in here, you got your French doors, but what's neat about this one is how they have it situated, right? So you got your wine coolers on both sides. A lot of times they're gonna have meetings over here or, you know, entertain folks, but you already got your built-in island. You got your wet bar as well. So this would be just a bonus room, AKA maybe like a flex room or something of that nature, where however you wanna have this position, maybe more of like a formal living area, or just, you know, an additional game room. But the cool thing is, look, you have your sliders again. So I love how they do that. Very neat. So on top right here, you see that you have the exposed wooden beams again with the tray ceilings and a ton of additional light fixtures up there. Look at that. And then if you've been around the channel for quite some time, you know that we leave the backyard oasis towards the end. So don't worry. We'll get to that. We'll see every inch of the house first and foremost, and then get out there for you. All right. So we've seen the common areas here. Now let's head over here to the left before we go to the additional bedroom. You have another storage closet right here. Got your wooden shelving in there. And then you head to the second bedroom. Look how massive this is. Now that is a king size bed with your 2 nightstands. You have a ton of walk room available. Got your dresser right over here to the right, some crown molding on top. Got your nice large windows overlooking that motor court. And look how roomy it is in here. Now, I know some folks have been visiting that Haven model. We got to talk to our good friend Deborah. So hopefully whenever, you folks walked in there, it was just as impressive or if not more impressive than the video. The last thing I wanted to do is hear someone go in there and say, the video looked better than in person. That's not a good thing to hear. Got your pocket door separating the ensuite. Look at that. That's interesting. So this tile flooring extends right there on that shower surround. So let me know what you think about that. Pretty groovy here. Got your shower niche right there. And I just love the materials they utilize in here. I know I said that a couple times, but you got your pendant light right there. And I always love just seeing how other builders have brought their visions to life, especially in some of these model homes. So then you do have the closet inside of the bathroom right here. Pretty spacious, pretty decent. I mean, just over 3,000 square feet of interior space, right? You're really seeing how they utilized it. But of course, if you want a little bit more square footage, you definitely want to head to that Haven. If you want additional bedrooms, they have other plans that you can take advantage of. So that's the cool thing about, some of these production builders is just keep that in mind, that they have a lot of plans to accommodate. It just looks the best, when we see the model homes to bring to the channel, you really get to see their showpieces. Okay, so you got your nice sconces right when you walk into your primary suite. Got these double doors, and then you head right over here to the right. Look at this. That king size bed. You got your two nightstands that look almost like dressers right there. Tray ceilings with the cove lighting, beautiful chandelier right there. And then look at the accent lighting. That little strip runs all the way around, adding another level of elegance. So inside the model, they have these built-in mirrors right there, as you can see, right there where our nightstands are. So that's a nice, interesting touch. And then let me do a full pan so you can see the entire room itself. Look at that. Love that massive dresser right there. I believe, okay, actually, no. that's two right there. But look how much room you have available. You even have a designated sitting area. You can read you a nice book right there. Close that door and just have that peace and tranquility, and more importantly, that quiet time. So then you head over here, you got your accent wall continuing. The cool thing about this one is they did add the his and hers closets. So this is going to be your first one, of course. You already got your built-in dresser. The white oak flooring extends in here. A ton of storage available. Look at that. You already got your built-in shoe rack. So you are good to go. A lot of folks who walk into the, the model homes and just say, hey, I'll just take this as is. The only challenge is, model homes are typically the most popular. So this is the first one folks want. But I always encourage folks to go, look at other plans and see if something else maybe, might accommodate you and stuff. Because there is a lot of building happening right now here. But I love your nice dresser. This is going to be the hers closet, of course, if you haven't noticed. Got your nice window right there, bringing in some more natural light. Plenty of storage space available. And of course, right behind here, got your nice shoe shelving. And based off the comments, the one thing that folks really love, especially about the two models, and you'll love this about this one too, is the primary bathroom, being across the way. So totally separate. It's not one of those feelings where you feel like it was an afterthought or something similar to that. No, very well thought out and curated. Okay, so you got your his and hers sinks, folks. Look at the beautiful backsplash. You got your sconces. Everything just flows so seamlessly. And let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree. Of course, I welcome that as well. Got your nice, beautiful freestanding tub. Let me turn you right here to the left. Got your little storage closet here. And then right across from that is your water closet. but you have the dual entry walk-in shower. Look at this. Dual shower heads, dual shower wands. You got your chrome shower valve, nice oversized niche. I love this. I said this on the last one, but I love our accent lighting, our LED lighting right there where our shower niche is. And you got a little floating bench here. So you can just hang out there and, you know, spend as much time as you need to in the shower. Sometimes, you know, you may be a shower taker that takes 5-minute, 10-minute showers, or, you know, you may take 30, 45 minutes. So this shower will accommodate you, don't worry. And let me know if you haven't, let me know how you love this beautiful primary bathroom. Okay, so look at that. You go ahead and slide that mirror door right there, and then that'll close off from the utility room. Of course, we already seen this one, and then this will end up right back here. So very beautiful. Let's get you back over here and get you to the backyard oasis. I appreciate you for sticking around, but let's go ahead and see how we're looking out here. So once you walk out here, of course, like I said, you can extend the sliders all the way over there. You see there's a little pocket that you can take advantage of, have that indoor-outdoor feel, and then look at this. So this is completely covered with stucco. You see that beautiful accent wall right there. You got your built-in bench where you can kind of hang out, have family out here. I'll turn you around right here and you can see where our dining room is, but extremely open, extremely spacious. And then you can head over here if you have additional family. So, you know, if you have 50, 60, 70 people out here, I mean, not out here, but in the house, right? This can completely accommodate those folks. You got your beautiful pendant light hanging down right above our dining room table. Like, you got cornhole over there. Then you head over here. Like I said, this was the bonus room right here. So you open up these sliders here, and then now you got your backyard or your, you know, outdoor grill right over here with your sink, some additional handcrafted cabinetry. Got a beverage fridge right there. It's all stainless steel. And you could have just a grand old time out here. Beautiful. So like I said, let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this particular home. Is this something you could see yourself living in? I'd love to hear your thoughts. But other than that, that was another Lee Wetherington model home. All right, Rankin family, like I said, that was another beautiful model home tour by Lee Wetherington Homes. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another wonderful property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, looking at another gorgeous model home by Lee Wetherington Homes. This one is called the Sapphire, and I think this one may knock your socks off. You let me know in the comments below. Now, starting on the exterior, you see we have the beautiful stacked stone as well as the stucco and the wood accents. This one's going to have that tile roof that we've gotten used to out here in Florida. Now, you do have a huge driveway, a 3-car garage over here to the left, and then the stacked stone continues over here. Now, you have the wood accents that's going to complement the covered front porch. The one thing I love about this particular home is you can see the study right there to the left. Look at the windows surrounding that, so adding that elegant piece and timeless, I should mention. Then going into your covered front porch, you see you have this massive pivot door here, and I love the space that you get inside the covered front porch. You take up this step right here, and then you see you have the privacy glass with the glass panes. Now let's get you inside here, and that way you can see this beauty. Okay, so immediately whenever you walk in, look how gorgeous this is. This just screams luxury. So as you can see, you have the 12-foot ceilings inside the foyer. Before we continue, let me go ahead and turn you around so that way you get a better feel of the layout. So I love the accent walls right here, as you can see. Then you got these chandeliers. You got 3 of these. That's going to continue all the way down there towards your great room. You got the wood flooring and the tile flooring, and that's going to extend over there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and start over here to the right. Now, perfect guest suite, as you can see. So relatively decent space that you get. You got the herringbone pattern wood flooring, as you can see, that continues inside of here. So add in some character and some charm. Then you got a king size bed, 2 nightstands right here, and you can see how much space you still have available. Now you got the pendant lights right above our nightstands, as you can see there. Beautiful chandelier. You definitely have a decent amount of space available in here. I mean, especially with the king size bed. That's what I always like to see. Then you are going to have your ensuite. So this one's going to have 3 bedrooms, but you also are going to have a bonus room, and you will see that in a second. So the ensuite is going to be separated by this pocket door. You see you got the quartz countertops, the white cabinetry, and the black handles right there. Now inside of here, you got the gold sconces on both sides of the mirror. And right over here, look at that shower surround. You got your nice size shower niche. You got the rain shower head right there. Some tray ceilings right above that. And then this is going to be your closet. So it is a walk-in closet with the wooden racks, automatic lights as well. So not massive, but definitely great for a guest suite. All right, let me get that closed. Now continuing along right over here, you're gonna have a nice little coat closet here with the wooden racks. As you can see, the herringbone pattern continues inside of there. So really nice. And then that's even gonna extend over here. So let's start on this wing of the house, and then we'll make our way around. Of course, look at that study right there. Wow. Beautiful, love that. Okay, so you got these double doors here. Look at our built-ins. Look how elegant that is. You got crown molding surrounding the perimeter and accent ceiling. You got the pendant lights hanging down right above our desk here. And then you have some accent lighting right underneath them shelving. Absolutely elegant. And this will just give you a better grasp of the entire room. So you see you got the accent ceiling. What's neat about this, look at this. You even got a window right here overlooking the hallway. Love that. Okay, so straight ahead is going to be our mechanical room. You'll see that right here. You got your furnace inside there, but you still have enough space to store some things. Then you see the accent ceiling, or the accent wall right here continues. And then let me turn you around so you can see where that window would be peeping through. Got a little recessed area right here, like they added that bench. Now going across this hallway right here, continue, this is gonna be your 3-car garage. So let me show you real quick. So you got epoxy flooring in here. Of course, they're storing some things. You got some material. You got a tankless water heater. You got some additional windows out there. And it is gloomy today. This is our 3rd property tour today. So I just wanted to get you in all these. So the weather has been consistent today, at least. I don't want you to think it's gloomy all the time. This has been the same day from these 3 tours, but look at this. Okay, so now you got your queen size bed, your 2 nightstands, your dresser over here, an additional chair. You still have a decent amount of walk room. So very impressed with the size of these rooms. And let me do a full pan for you so you can see the full depth of this room. Okay. So this is going to have a separate closet right over here. So I guess you can say it's walk-in. I mean, one step you're in there, but decent amount of space. And most times, I mean, this is a model home, right? So later down the road, if you wanted to extend some of those shelves, those wooden racks, you can certainly do that. You know, another little storage closet here. This is going to be your ensuite. Look at this. So the beautiful pendant lights, the tray ceiling that you can see up there. You got your gorgeous vanity with the quartz countertops, as you can see. You got that gold faucet right there, like a rose gold. And that even complements the towel holder over here, your free, or your walk-in shower rather. Look at that. Beautiful gold shower drain. Even the tile flooring extends all the way to the ceiling. You got your oversized shower niche. So really beautiful as far as the materials are concerned. And like I mentioned earlier, this is our third model home that we've had the good fortune of seeing by Lee Wetherington. And I can tell you, it's been nothing but impressive. So that's going to be your utility your utility room right there, the laundry room. But that's going to connect to your primary closet. But I want you, or at least want us to continue as if we're walking in for the first time. So we're going to head this way. Now, we already seen the study. This one is a bonus room. So you have the double sliding pocket doors right here. And then look at that. Love it. Love what I'm seeing. So you see we got the tray ceilings right above that. You got your beautiful gold chandelier hanging down. The accent walls continues in here. Then you already got your built-in. Look how they designed this right here. Really neat. So if you need a drink or two, or if you are a avid reader, this is a perfect place. You know, you can have this as a designated room, or gosh, even a media room. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You know, we can go on and on for days. I'm pretty sure if we walked into everyone's houses and everyone, or at least everyone that had a bonus room, we'd be surprised at the different ways that they utilize that. Good and bad, right? Not judging over here though. But you see we got our gold sconces continuing. Look at this large mirror right here. You have no problem looking at yourself before you head out that front door. Okay. Now this is what I'm talking about. Let me do a full pan for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and start over here inside the great room. So you are going to have the 12-foot ceilings that extends here. Of course, the measurements are going to change with the drop ceilings, but you know, 12 ceilings relatively. Then you see that you have the cove lighting surrounding that, so creating another element of luxury. Then look at this. Beautiful, elegant fireplace with the accent lighting right underneath there. And then the wood accents continues all the way to the ceiling. So then you are going to have, of course, your 10-foot sliders. As we can see, that's going to create that indoor-outdoor feel. But look at this. Plenty of space in here to entertain. Love what I'm seeing. Now let's continue to the kitchen. So you got your waterfall quartz countertops in here. You got your stainless steel appliances, high end. Then you got the cabinetry from wall to wall, as you can see, with the cabinet crowns. The 12-foot ceilings extends in here. Look at that gold range right above that. Your gold range hood, rather. Look how elegant that is. Beautiful. Right over here, you got your nice size wine cooler. And as always, you know, we gotta see, oh, look at that. Having a party in here, okay. Got some Corona, some Coke Zero. There you go. Now you see the quartz extends. We got the backsplash right there. Let me open up some of these cabinets for you. You can see how much space you get in here. Now everything is soft closing, so don't come for me. Nice size drawers, counter space galore all the way over there. Then you have the sink inside the island. Right here you got your monogram dishwasher. Your trash drawer right there. Hanging out here, having a good time. Love what I'm seeing. Okay, so we got these light fixtures right above our island as well. Then taking a look at our range, look at that. The technology is getting insane in a good way. I love what I'm seeing. Then the herringbone pattern wood flooring extends here. Look at the width right here. So multiple people can be in here prepping food. No issues whatsoever. Look at that. So all monogram appliances, as you can see, the cabinetry extends here. Now you might be wondering where the pantry is. If you haven't guessed it by now, look at this. So you got the automatic lights. You got the stack cabinets with the cabinet crowns. Same material as far as the custom cabinetry is concerned. Plenty of space available in here. And of course, let's just open up a couple or two so you can see the cubby space. All right, hopefully I'll spend a decent amount of time inside of the kitchen for my kitchen lovers. And then now let's move on. Okay, so now look at our formal or informal dining area or formal. You see, you got the drop ceilings with the cove lighting, beautiful chandelier right above our dining room table. Now I love the accent lighting on the wall as well. And of course, I always mention this every time, but this is a model home dressed to the nines. However, there was one right next to it. It was called the Cobalt. That was a model home too, just recently sold. So if it's something where, you want to purchase this, I always say, find out more information, reach out, and that way we can see your options. Okay. All right, continue. Now you got this little recessed area here. Of course, they had some decor, but you can design this however you want to. Quick access door. Now you got your powder room. Look at this. So pretty decent amount of space. You got your floating vanity right there, your sconces on both ends, and then the high ceilings. All right, so let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this particular model. I mean, we've had nothing but good things to say about Lee Wetherington, and this one definitely is up there with them. It's always nice, I've been on, a trend, or we've been having this trend of going to model homes just because I love how they furnish every single bedroom. That was one of my number one complaints as far as not having some of the upstairs bedrooms or the secondary bedroom stage. And it's always nice to see every bedroom furnished. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this primary suite. So you got your double doors. Look at this little coffered ceiling detail right there with the X pattern. Then you got the cove lighting. You see the crown molding as well. And you head out there with your French doors to your backyard oasis. We'll get to that in a second. Let me know what you think about these drapes right here. Adds an element of elegance again. Okay. So again, the herringbone pattern, wood flooring extends in here. That's a king bed. You got your two dressers over here. You got your sconces on both ends. And of course you got the tray ceilings, but look how roomy and spacious this is for the square footage. Goodness gracious, fantastic job. There's been a couple times where we walked in some model homes and I didn't record it just because I didn't believe in it. So if you're seeing this on this channel, I definitely walked through it and tried to approve. So hopefully you're liking it just as much as I am. Okay, so now you got your ensuite, of course. Floating vanity, quartz countertops. Now you got your freestanding tub right there. Nice little soaker tub. Now let me know in the comments, do you like the way it's positioned here, or would you prefer to, change it more of that horizontal way and then just kind of go from there? I'll let you be the judge of that. Of course, they utilize the space as best they could, right? But typically, I like to see the freestanding tub to be positioned the other way. But other than that, I mean, fantastic. Beautiful cove lighting in there. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now you got the sconces on both ends. You see that we have this nice, large walk-in shower. Look at this. I mentioned this multiple times before, but I love when I see the little accent lighting inside of the shower niche. This is gonna extend from wall to wall. You got the gold shower head and the shower wand. Again, porcelain tile flooring on the floors, and that extends on the shower surround. And this will give you a better idea as I pan around. Okay, so now right here, this is the water closet. This is gonna be separated by a pocket door right over here. Got a little storage closet again. Now let's take a look at our primary closet. Now, as mentioned, this is gonna connect to the laundry room, but let's take a look at this first and foremost. Look at this. Love all the lighting that you have in here. This is a show piece. Goodness gracious. So you got your island right here. Of course, you got the glass top. You got the drawers extending here. Look at that. On top, all the extra storage that you have with the glass panes inside of there. You talk about illuminating a closet. This is what I'm talking about. Then you got your full body mirror right there. Plenty of space available. As you can see, this is going to be his side, and then her side straight over here. And then you got the gold hardware in here. And then remember, whenever we walked into the foyer, you had the tile flooring and the ceramic wood-like tile. So we see that extending in here. Then you got the pocket door right over here. And of course, the white cabinetry. You got the countertops right above our washer and dryer. Right behind that, you got your sink, some additional cabinetry, and the two-tone cabinet material. Then right over here, you got the honeycomb tiling. So a decent amount of space in here. Let me know, does that laundry room, meet your expectations? Would you want something a little bit bigger? Is that perfect for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so we've seen the entire home. We got to see the pantry. We didn't have to worry about missing that and me getting those comments. Trust me, I'm making sure that's the first thing whenever I walk in a home now. Like, where is the pantry? Let's see that first and foremost. But let's go ahead and take a look at our covered backyard patio and see what we get. Okay, so the 12-foot ceilings extends back here, as you can see. And then you have plenty of space for your nice little dining area or just to entertain itself. Love that we have the outdoor kitchen. You see that you got your sink right there, your Coyote grill, your stainless steel range hood right above that. Then you got the custom wood cabinetry, a little beverage fridge straight over there. Add some more Coronas if you wanted to. And then just for quick reference, this is where our primary suite was. So a decent size, you already got your built-in pool. And then if you wanted to go ahead and sunbathe, you step out here and you are good to go. No rear neighbors. As you can see, you already got your pool cage. You can hang out here anytime. Now, of course, if you did, this is the same community, right? That you have the lakefront properties. So depending if you rather have no rear neighbors right here, or if you want that lake view, it's gonna come at a cost, right? But it just depends on where you're at in your life. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful model home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home tour by Lee Wetherington Homes. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this particular plan. Is this something you could see yourself living in? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, looking at another gorgeous model home, this time by Lee Wetherington Homes. You folks love their other models, and I think you will love this one just as much, if not more. So starting on the exterior, you see that we have the beautiful stacked stone. You have the wood accents as well as the stucco and the tile roof. This one is anticipated to hit the market in the next coming days at just under 3.5 million. Now you do have a 3-car garage over here to the left as well. Then you will notice the stacked stone and the wood accents continue as we walk into the covered front porch. Now, beautiful landscaping. They are, doing some final touches on here. Like I said, this one just opened up not too long ago. So, of course, we're going to give them a little bit of grace. Now, I love the amount of space that you have right here in the driveway. And then as you enter inside of the covered front porch, look at this. The grand double front entrance. Wow, extremely sleek, extremely modern, and that's exactly what you want, right? Especially at this price point. So I'll give you a good glimpse the entire covered front porch. And then you see, of course, the branded mat right there, Lee Wetherington Homes. But let's get you inside so you can see this beauty. All right. So before I continue, let me go ahead and make sure that you see the front entrance. That way you get a better grasp of the entire layout. So you are going to have the tile flooring as well as the tall baseboards. Beautiful light fixture immediately whenever you walk in. Gives it that grand feel that you really want. Now, right over here, you'll see some sleekness, and make sure you stay tuned a little bit later on. You'll see where that leads to. Now, you are going to have the great room. Look at that. So you have the grand wine cellar, and then of course, opening up to the great room, you will notice the floating ceiling and some ceiling accents, just making this property stand out perfectly. Now, immediately whenever you walk in, this is going to be the open dining area, as you can see. And then that's going to lead, of course, to the great room with the raised ceilings. Look at the built-ins right there. Really nice built-in accents here you're going to see. Just really stands out, of course, curated to perfection. Now, sometimes the video may not do it justice, but let me get you a close-up on that fireplace. Absolutely stunning. Now, you are going to see that marble continuing around there, so it gives it that nice appearance and appeal. And then, of course, the oversized sliders right there. We'll certainly get to that a little bit later on, but most importantly, let me do a full pan so that way you can get a better grasp. Wow. So you will also notice that you have the accents with the LED right there. Really nice touch. I haven't seen that before, but really a great detail, especially to add to this. But let's go ahead and open up to the kitchen. As soon as we enter inside of here, you see that we have the waterfall countertops. Then you have the sleek custom cabinetry, beautiful LED chandelier right above our tea island. And then, of course, Wolf appliances. You're going to see the floating shelves continuing throughout, oversized island. So, of course, if you have some of the family over there hanging out right here inside the island, then you can go ahead and prep everything that you need to right here with your sink inside of the island. And then, of course, the beautiful view. Look at that. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Now, let me know what you're thinking about this so far. But what I want to go ahead and do is make sure that you see in some of these cabinets and drawers, so that way you can see how much storage you have available. Now, of course, everything is soft closing. You will notice the accent lighting underneath the cabinetry again right there. And of course, look at this. I wanted to make sure we got into here before we end up forgetting. So of course, the tile flooring is going to extend inside of here. Now look at this. You got an additional sink, more sleek cabinetry, some additional storage available right here. You'll notice that same custom cabinet doors that we've seen inside of the kitchen. And then look at that. And then just so you can see, look at that. Nice pass-through that you can take advantage of right there, so you don't have to worry about walking around. Save you a few steps here and there. And then of course you got an additional station with some accent lighting right underneath those cabinet doors. Then you got a nice picture window, some additional cabinetry, and then of course your second refrigerator. Now you will see some outlets that you can also take advantage of, so that way you can have the appliances ready to go at all times. Now you do have the Wolf range. You'll see that right here. You got the 6-burner with the griddle, some more shelving available up there and up there. Then you got the see-through refrigerator, Sub-Zero, and then of course the Wolf built-in appliances. Now the good thing is I don't have to open that up. You can see what we're working with in there. So I love that. And then I'll do a full pan again. All right. So now let's go ahead and continue this way. What I want to go ahead and do is show you this wing of the house. We won't forget about over there. And then we'll take a look at the primary suite. Now heading inside of here, look at this nice utility room. Now you know how I feel as far as the countertops right above the washer and dryer. Then you have the double sliding pocket door, as you can see on both ends, at least an additional built-in sink with the gold spout right there. Some additional built-ins with the frosted privacy glass. So you lift this up and you have some additional storage. Beautiful. So plenty of space in here. You're going to see the tile flooring extending in here. And then let's open this up. And you got a nice coat closet. All right. So now I'm going to turn you around. We're going to look at the other bedrooms and continue our tour. Okay. So first bedroom right off the bat, a ton of walk room. So love the built-ins. Look at that. So you got built-in nightstands on both sides right there. And of course you got your chandelier hanging down right above your queen size bed. Plenty of space, tile flooring that's going to extend in here. Then I should mention you're going to have the frosted privacy glass whenever you enter into this room. And then you'll see that on the closet door as well. So you already got your built-in wooden racks good to go. Tile flooring extending in there again. And then, of course, your ensuite. So looking above at the ceiling, you see we have the tray. Then you have your walk-in shower. Now, I always have to open this up so that way you can get the full grasp. We do have the shower niche, some nice tile work that you have with the LED lights. And of course, the gold sconce and the gold mirror frame. You got quartz countertops, nice standalone vanity with the gold faucet, and then the frosted privacy glass inside of here. So let me do one more full pan of this entire room. Hopefully you're getting a good grasp of the layout. And like I always mention, you know, I say that all the time. Sometimes the video does it justice, but oftentimes it's nice when you actually can get inside the model, feel, see, smell for yourself, and get all your senses working. Okay, so the next bedroom right here, look at this. So that is a king size bed. As you can see, you got your 2 nightstands right there. Now let me know in the comments, do you like the standalone nightstands, or did you like the last bedroom when we saw the built-in? That was a pretty nice touch. Beautiful light fixture right above that. You see we got our dresser over here, tall baseboards continuing, and you see you have a ton of room. So while we're at it, you got the double doors leading into your closet. Not quite a walk-in, but you certainly have plenty of shelving space available. And then before we head to our ensuite, from this angle, let me do a full pan so you can see the full scope. Sometimes, you know, depending on the video, it may look like a queen size bed, but when you see it in person, you'll notice that this is certainly a king bed. Okay. So heading into the ensuite, you got the floor to ceiling tile work, shower niche. You got a nice picture window right there, glass enclosed, beautiful pendant light hanging down, some additional quartz countertops, and a nice, beautiful vanity. All right. So this will be this wing of the house. We'll take a right here. This is going to be entering in from your 3-car garage. You already got your built-in right there. Look at that. You know, we seen that on the other Lee Wetherington model. The first one was called the Haven. Nice little dog bowl filler, like a pot filler, but for the dog bowl, right? Got your storage closet, some additional counter space, then your nice mud area right here for your furry friends. They can hang out there all day as soon as you walk in. And then this, of course, will be your additional closet. And then you got your 3-car garage. So you already got the epoxy flooring. You got the tankless water heater straight ahead over there, ready to go. And you know, Lee Wetherington, quite frankly, most builders, right? But Lee Wetherington in particular, they do such a fantastic job of really just keeping up with their model homes, but more importantly, they stay ahead of the trends. So you've seen it here first, folks. If some other builders, you know, try to emulate what they're doing here, I don't think they would ever do as great of a job as them. Okay, so as mentioned before, you notice this right here. Believe it or not, this is going to be heading into our primary suite. Let's go ahead and take a look at that first and foremost. So to the right is going to be your primary bath, right? But the coolest thing, let me turn you around real quick. Look at that heavy duty door, extremely sleek and hidden. So let's go ahead and start over here first and foremost. Wow, talk about a sanctuary. This is what I'm talking about. So inside of here, looks like we have about, I'd say 13-foot ceilings. You got the floating ceiling with the cove lighting, really creating that luminescent feel or look rather. You got your French doors leading to your covered lanai. We'll get to that a little bit later. But you got the end-to-end headboard, wallpaper surrounding all 4 walls with the tall baseboards. You got 2 dressers right there, plenty of walk room with tile flooring in there. And let me do a quick pan again so you can see the ceiling. Look at that. Really cool feature. And of course, you got your king size bed inside of here. Okay, so right over here to the left, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. So you got the LED lighting illuminating your wardrobe. You see the wood accent right behind here. It's a nice little touch. Look at this. Got some alligator skin right here. Talk about fancy. Soft closing quartz countertops. You got your mirror, of course, picture window. Let me turn you around 1 second. And I do apologize if I'm spinning you around too much. And of course, right here for the dirty clothes. So you got a pocket door right here separating this closet. Then if that wasn't enough, this is the hers closet. No, I'm just kidding. I can already hear you. No, that's an additional closet for you that you could take advantage of. But look at this. So you already got your built-in vanity area. Of course, it looks like it's a desk or something. I mean, quite frankly, you could use this as a desk. You have privacy and peace and quiet. This would be a perfect place for productivity. But you got your floating shelves. You got the accent lighting right behind that nice wood accent, built-in drawers, quartz countertops, perfect vanity area right there. You just add that nice mirror right there and you are good to go with the LED. Couldn't get better than that. Okay, so here's the hers closet. So not only do you get that one right there, you can, you know, store some of your prized possessions as far as your shoes are concerned. You already got your built-in shoe rack right here, but then you got that one over there. Depending on who's going to be fighting for that, maybe y'all can share half and half, 50-50, right? But you see that nice little alligator or snake skin. I'm not a country boy, so that's what I called it. You got your pocket doors right here separating the two. And then heading straight over here, look at this. So I know I got in comments before about, you know, the bathroom or like the primary bathroom, you know, being a distance away from the primary bedroom. So I think you can appreciate that too. So you got that nice floating vanity look right there, sleek cabinetry, the quartz countertops, the LED mirror again. Then you see the wood ceiling right here with some cove lighting. Then you head up your one step right here. You got your nice freestanding soaker tub that you could take advantage of. And look, you already got the drape, so you don't have to worry about privacy. You got some additional storage right there. Just kind of keep the shampoo bottles out of the way. And then look at this. So zero threshold again. Love that. Nice super shower with the porcelain tile. Nice oversized shower niche. And you got your shower wand, of course. And the gold shower head. Love what I'm seeing. Look at this. The only thing you may want to add is maybe the dual shower head or something like that, or even a rain shower head, and you can make some magic happen. But fantastic job. And last but not least, of course, you got your water closet right over here. Very spacious too, with the pocket door. Okay. So you saw what we're working with. That was the entire primary suite. You can imagine walking out here. All right. So we got a good chance to see everything that we saw on this end. Last but not least, let's go ahead and take a look over here. So this is going to be the shared bathroom, of course. You see we got the floating vanity with the accent lighting underneath, quartz countertops. Then you got the nice sink, beautiful sconce. Look at this. Nice little accent wall right there. Really neat. So you'll notice every single door had that frosted privacy glass, even this nice little towel closet. And then this is gonna, of course, be your walk-in shower. Now you do have a shower bench inside of here. So you see the quartz countertops, then you got the LED lighting right there, and then the same little backsplash that we just saw right over here to the left. So very generously sized again. And then, like I said, this is gonna be the shared bathroom right here. All right, and now here is our full room reveal. Now this is a perfect game room, bonus room, whatever you decide to use this for, this is perfection. Now you see that you have the beautiful exposed, almost like floating beams in the ceiling right there. Love the built-ins, done a great job of curating the furniture, but then more importantly, the details. And then straight ahead right here, look at this. You have the stack stone wall. Love that. All the way to the ceiling. Great picture window overlooking the entire lake view. And then I just love the amount of space that you have in here. Now you do have a wet bar straight ahead over there with the floating shelves, your built-in, and the beverage fridge that you could take advantage of, and an additional sink. And then, of course, if this isn't enough for you, you just hang out here in your outdoor living space. Now let's go ahead and tackle this together. All right, so the first thing you notice is the stacked stone continues back here. Look at this. Love that. Almost like stacked stone columns that protrude indoor and outdoor. Then you see that we have the stainless steel range hood. Look at the cove lighting surrounding the entire ceiling. That's gonna continue all the way over here in the extended area. That was our primary suite, right? So you have your little private access that you get to take advantage of. And then of course, if you didn't want this to have just more of that lounge feel or anything like that, you can create an additional dining area. You know, we see that with, covered lanais and things like that, where they have an additional seating. So you have the seating straight ahead over there, where of course your grill is. But if you wanted to add some additional seating, you can do that as well. Now, beautiful pool and spa with the lake view. I don't think you could get much better than this, folks. Wow. And then let me head on this side so you can see the full scope of the home. And that was another beautiful model home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home tour right here by Lee Wetherington Homes. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. I'll see you folks on the next property tour.